Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. It is time to start the first vlog of January 2024. Today is the 1st of January and I still have this first week of the year of work. Was that a sentence? Hopefully. And I'm very excited. I do hope that I can read quite a lot, but I also have a lot of video content that I want to create now that the year's over and I can do all of the lists and stuff. So we'll see how much reading will actually get done. But I do have a couple of very exciting books checked out from the library right now, and so I hope I will get to a few of those. But before we talk about those, I want to mention one book that I started last year but have not finished yet. Just one book I carried over from 2023 to 2024, so I'm very proud of myself. And that book is Our Violent Ends by Gong. Now, if you have watched my video about the books I thought I would read in 2023 but then didn't, you know that this was kind of like an honorable mention because I had started it but had no way of finishing it. I'm 30 pages in. But this is like one of the highest priorities right now, so I hope to get this one done in January for sure. And this is the sequel to These Violent Delights, which is a YA fantasy inspired by Juliet and Romeo and Juliet. Why did I say it like that? It is set in 1920s Shanghai, and in the first book our characters have to face a weird monster and a mysterious illness, and so we'll see what happens in the sequel. I also still have one other high priority book that I wanted to read last year but did not get around to, so that one I also hope to read in January. But for now, let's talk about the exciting books that I have checked out from the library right now. I think I will start the year off with Divine Arrivals by Rebecca Ross. I have that as an ebook and I'm very excited to start it. I'm not quite sure whether this would be considered fantasy. It also has this historical fiction feel, but I think that it is set during a war that is fantastical. Not quite sure, but I think it is kind of like Enemies to Lovers, following two journalists, but then also looking at just the horrors of war. So I'm really intrigued to read it and to let you know more very soon. And then for my audiobook, I started The Wizard's Guide to Defensive Baking by Kingfisher. And this is also a YA book, and it follows a young wizard who is working in a bakery because she has baking magic, but she gets to work one day and there is a dead girl lying in the bakery. So that's all I know for now, but I think somehow her abilities will become very important to save her town or your people or whatever. So I'm very, very happy to start the year off with a Kingfisher book. She has quickly become one of my favorite authors, and I'll let you know how I get on with this book when I'm a little bit further into it. But let's hope that this first vlog of the year will be exciting and fun, and I'll update you when something interesting happens. No reading update. I have been filming a lot and I'm trying to edit a lot because I want to prepare all of my end of the year and beginning of the year content. But someone is making it very difficult by always being a menace, basically. So right now I can't really see what I'm editing thanks to this one. So in December I participated in Gamenightathon. I will link Cleo's channel where it was hosted down below, but we're about to draw the winning numbers for the lottery.
Final one, number 12. I'm trying to remember which one number 12 is. and whether I have it. Six-way tie. Oh. I guess that's why I have this number here. Okay, so six-way tie. I need to put Natalie, Mommy Q, Rockstar, Brand Video 7, me, Adriana.
So as you can see, my numbers were not very successful, but that's fine. I still had so much fun with this readathon, and I can't wait for the next round, which will probably be in July, so make sure you subscribe to Clio so you don't miss it when it happens. Hey everyone! Today is the 5th of January, and if I seem a bit odd, I did have a dentist appointment today. I did break off a little bit of a back tooth, and so I had to find a new dentist here since I moved, and it's all been a little bit of an ordeal, and I have very, very bad anxiety when it comes to teeth, so yeah, I'm just not feeling so great. My reading has not been great because of that. I don't know what she's even trying to do. And I still have a reading update for you because I'm now halfway through my audiobook, A Wizard's Guide to Defensive Baking by T. Kingfisher. And this one is really cute. This is one of T. Kingfisher's YA books, so this is definitely a little bit different from the ones I've read so far, which were all adult. In this one, we're following a young baker girl, and she has magic that is exclusively focused on dough. So she can pretty much make a dough do anything, even come to life. So she has a little gingerbread companion, but she can't really do anything else. So she isn't really considered like a powerful wizard in her world. And in this world, there are different like city-states, and she lives in the one where magic people are tolerated the most, but they're still kind of frowned upon. And so she gets sucked into a political plot where people try to get rid of all the magic people in this city. And it is really cute, really fun. I think that the main character definitely reads a little bit older. She's supposed to be 14, but she is in parts very smart and very collected for that age. But it is just a fun adventure story, so I enjoy following it along, and considering my mental state right now, I think it is pretty much exactly what I need, so that's great. And I can't wait to listen to the rest of this book and see where that adventure takes us. For my physical reading, I am about a third into Divine Rivals. It's been going very slowly, one because of my anxiety, and reading is just not taking my mind off of the teeth enough. And then also because I've been working on so much content for the end of the year and now the beginning of the year, that reading really hasn't been a priority. I want to prepare as much as possible because I go back to work on Monday, so then life will get a little bit more stressful again, and I don't want to be in a situation where I will upload like end of the year content in the beginning of February just because I don't have the time to put it all up. So that's been my focus so far, and yeah, I'll update you when I get more reading done. But I am really enjoying Divine Rivals. Maybe I should say a few words about that already. I'm really liking it. I feel like the first 100 pages are quite slow. It takes a little bit to find its groove. But then something happened, and that was very unexpected for me. And it really pulled me into the story. So we do have like this one scene that happens, like one terrible thing that happens that kind of sets off the real plot. Before that, we get introduced to the characters, and I do like that it takes its time to set up the story and the characters, but because of where my mind is at right now, it just wasn't gripping me enough, I guess. So after those first 100 pages, now I'm sucked right in, and I can't wait to read more today. So today is the 6th of January, and I'm still struggling with the whole tooth situation. I'm not doing well, to be honest, but it's alright. I have reading updates. I am now about 2/3 into Divine Rivals, and it definitely picked up a lot. The last couple of chapters I've read were very moving, very tragic, and still very like intriguing and thrilling in a way that you just fear for these characters and you want them to be okay. So yeah, it's definitely very engaging now, and my hope is that I will be able to finish it today. We'll see about that. And then I only have 2 hours left of my audiobook, A Wizard's Guide to Defensive Baking. And I really like this one as well. We're leading up to the big finale right now, and I think that the way the story is going is very fun. I will put away the Christmas decorations today, so I think I will listen to a bit more of my audiobook while I do that. I also want to do some cleaning before I go back to work on Monday, so I think I will finish this audiobook. I haven't really thought about what I want to listen to next, so that will be an interesting decision. I'll have a look at the options once I have finished those last 2 hours, and then I'll let you know. So I know my hair looks funny because I was wearing my headphones, but I just finished listening to The Wizard's Guide of Defensive Baking. I'm done now, and it was so cute. It was such an adorable story. I'm also almost done with all of the Christmas decorations putting away. I have a few last things to do, and then I can go into cleaning. So I think I will give Defensive Baking 4 stars. I thought it was cute. I really liked the ending. It built up a little bit too slowly for me personally, and I just feel like the main character didn't really read as a 14-year-old, but it was fun, it was cute, as with most of the Kingfisher's books. It's just so cozy. It's like a hug, but with some snark to it, so it's just my thing. So I think now I will have a quick check which book I will listen to next, because I have nothing planned, which is odd because like the last couple of audiobooks were all things where I felt like those were the books I really wanted to finish within the year of 2023. And now I have this whole, space of 2024, and I have no idea what I'm in the mood for right now. I thought about getting the sequel to Divine Rivals, because so far my audiobook doesn't, no, so far my library doesn't have it yet as an ebook. But I think I'll wait with that a little bit because I still haven't finished Divine Rivals yet. So that might be an option. But I will have a look. Maybe something else that's a little bit more cozy, but then I also always love a good horror story. So we'll see. So today is the 8th of January, and I do have a couple of updates. My problem is that I don't remember my last update, but I think it was when I had finished my audiobook and then I started a new one. I started Cocaine Blues by Kerry Greenwood, I believe. This is the first Franny Fisher novel. Now, I absolutely love the TV show. So I've been meaning to do a reading vlog about these 1920s cozy mysteries for a while, so I thought, what better time than today? So I started it, I'm now halfway through. It is quite cute, but I won't talk about it too much here because I'm doing the separate reading vlog, which will probably still take a while because I want to try multiple of these. It is a very short book. It is basically the first episode of the TV show, if you've seen it. And I think that the TV show is a little bit more of the woke version of it. To be honest, there are some problematic parts, but I'm still enjoying it. And then I finished reading Divine Rivals, which was really, really good. I had, so much like fun in a way, but it was like very tense, very intriguing at the end. You really feel for the characters and you're scared for the characters. And so that was quite the fun experience. I decided to give it 4.5 stars, I think, in the end. So I did really enjoy this one. I think it takes a little bit of time to really get started, and there were a couple of things I wasn't the biggest fan of. So for example, the way that the names are used, the way that in this office setting at the beginning, people call each other by their last names, which is something I don't really like in general. But then when, the normal text was talking about those people, it would always use their first names for some reason. So I thought, if you are addressing them in your like dialogues with their last names, you can also use the last names in your text, So little things like that weren't just great writing to me personally. I think it's always difficult if you have characters and you make them very proficient, amazing writers. I'm always like, but is this, like, if you get the samples, is this like the amazing writing we've all been waiting for? I don't know. I just always feel like that gives it a pretentious edge, But apart from that, I really enjoyed the story and I definitely want to read the sequel very soon. So we'll see when I get to this one. For now, I have switched over to another library book, which is not great because I was meaning to actually start my January TBR. But then my hold for Babel came in. So I started that last night and I'm only about 10% into it. I've read the first 2 chapters and chapter 2 was a lot, definitely. So yeah, I'm gonna read that now. I have read all of R F Kuang's other books and I did really like Yellowface. I did not love the Poppy War trilogy, but it was fine. It had aspects that I liked. So we'll see how this one goes. I'm a little bit scared, so that's why I got it from the library. But I will keep you updated on that. So I think today is the 11th of January and I haven't updated you in a while. I am really struggling because the teeth problems are just getting worse and worse and I'm just not doing okay. I'm not reading because of that. I have to do things that really take my mind off everything. So I've been watching a lot of Blacklist. And I have tried to work where I can, so no reading has happened yet. I did, however, finish my audiobook, and that's what I wanted to update you on quickly. I finished Cocaine Blues. This is the first, like, Kingfisher book, and I liked it. It was okay. It has some deviations from the first episode of the TV show, but I can see why they changed those things. So overall, I'm giving it 3 stars. I think that the problematic content was just a bit much. I will do a reading vlog where I talk about this more in depth, but yeah, wasn't my favorite read. It is quite an old book, but it was fun. And so as my next audiobook, I have chosen the sequel to Divine Rivals, which is something with Vows, and I don't remember what it's called. But since I just finished reading Divine Rivals, I really wanted to read the sequel, and my library doesn't have it. It only has the first book, so I decided to splurge on the audiobook. And I will listen to that one now, and I won't talk about what it's about, because obviously it's a sequel, but yeah, I'm very intrigued to see how this duology ends. And some people that I really trust have really raved about this book. So yeah, I'm very intrigued, and I have very high hopes that it will be even better than the first book. So that's my next little audiobook project. I'm a bit worried about it because I think with Cocaine Blues what worked so well right now is that I already knew the story. So even though I'm quite distracted, it wasn't a big deal. So I hope that whatever the book is called doesn't suffer from that now, but we'll see. I'll keep you updated. I'm sorry this is probably the lousiest vlog ever, but it just shows you how I'm feeling right now, which is just a whole lot of lousy. So yeah, I'll update you when something interesting happens. So today is the 15th of January and my tooth is finally getting better, which is very, very exciting. Because yeah, it was just destroying me. The lighting is not great today. It has been snowing a little bit during the night, but it's very dark, very cloudy, so I'm sorry if this looks a little bit scary. But I am about a third into Ruthless Vows now, and I'm really enjoying it. I think that this one definitely has a better momentum than the first book, because in the first book we did have quite a bit of build-up, but this one jumps right back in, and I'm now at the point where we do have some correspondence again, and I'm very intrigued to see how this will progress. It's definitely weird switching from the ebook to the audiobook for book 2, because whenever now I take up my ebook reader, in my head I think I will continue this book while I'm reading a different book on my e-reader right now. So that's a little bit strange, but I do like the audiobook. I think the narrators are a very good choice for the two characters that we're following, and it is produced in a great way. Like, I really like listening to it. So that's going quite well, if a little bit slow right now. And then I decided to continue reading Babel. I had started it last weekend, but then I hadn't read for the whole week, and I wasn't quite sure whether I wanted to continue with this book because I started it as a buddy read, but there have been some complications, let's say, so I decided to just go ahead and read it now that I've started it. It wasn't planned for January. It's actually completely destroying my January reading plans, so whatever. But I am about halfway, I would say. It's a little bit hard to tell with the ebook because at the end is all of the footnotes, so I don't quite know where I'm at, but it should be around the halfway point. I think it is okay. It's definitely slow, I would say. I knew that it would be a lot of lectures where you're basically told about the magic and the world, which can be a little bit lame, but I do like some of the character moments. Like the last part that I've read was the ball. If you've read the book, maybe that helps you place where I am. So it definitely deals with important topics, but as everyone else has said before, it's very on the nose. There's not a lot of room for you to think about anything, so it is okay. I think it will probably end up being a 4-star, similar to Poppy War for me. I don't know, I think Kuang's fantasy writing just isn't quite for me. I loved Yellowface, but yeah, I don't know, the fantasy characters just don't grip me. And since I'm a character-driven reader, I knew this wasn't going to be one of my favorite books because a lot of people have said that the characters aren't that great. And yeah, we'll see. I'm still enjoying it. It's just not gonna be a favorite as it was for some other people, and that's totally fine. I mean, we're all different, so we like different books. But yeah, I'm gonna head to work now. We'll see how it goes. And we'll just hope that everything keeps getting better from here on out. So today is the 17th of January and I want to film the little outro of this vlog. I haven't read any more in Babel, but I have about 9 hours left of my audiobook, so I would say that's probably about a third or something, I'm not quite sure. Ruthless Vows, still enjoying it. There's definitely intrigue and action, but just because my health is not really healthing right now, I have a hard time just focusing on stuff. So I feel like it is kind of unfair to even read right now. I've been watching a lot of Blacklist because it's a very mindless task and it really helps, so we'll see. But yeah, this was probably a bit of a weird vlog. Was definitely not a great way to start the year for me personally. I hope you're doing so much better. I hope that the second half of January will be so much better for all of us. And I hope if you did still enjoy this vlog that you give it a like or leave a nice comment. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye!